Okay, so the next thing. The next thing is going to be finding a hobby. Finding a hobby. Finding something that you're interested in. That you want to try. Something doing. Besides literally still waiting and watching. Playing a guitar. I won't practice what I preach on that, but drawing, bird watching, having your magnifiers, I think that photographing and taking movies at different places would be a really Sagittarian thing to do. Reading maps. Finding a passion. Something you're passionate about, something that you enjoy doing, that you really strongly believe in. Making music, for example. I know that not a lot of people are in that mindset this year, nor am I, so we don't have a whole lot of conviction saying that. But I think that, maybe you will in time, but anyway. So, and shoot for the skies with it. If you think, committing, having that goal and going for it. If you think about Sagittarius, the archer, the centaur, shooting the arrow up to the sky. Half human, half horse. So, study a religion. Study a religion. I think that's why this comes in handy right here. Study religion, study Christianity, convert to Buddhism, convert to Hinduism. It's what you want to do and what you want to say. Don't let yourself be inhibited coming up next season. So then, study, a different philosophy, think about your philosophy, think about your beliefs, question those, health, being vegan, it could be, another certain way of living, or relationship, because mutable means change. Sagittarius is mutable fire, so do that with the energy and the passion and the spark and strong romantic things. Obviously, all of you, most of you, are not old enough for that kind of deal. So developing your philosophies. So, that's really just, all I kind of want to go over. I'm not going to go too in depth because it's just an overview and it's Friday and it's still not yet Sagittarius season, so the energy is going to probably pick up. But hopefully it's still going to be very grounding as well. So then the next book that I have is a book going on with ancient cultures. Reading, one of the things that you're going to do is you're going to be finding, we're going to be reading finding a Sagittarius themed book of your choice. So because you can read, say, all this type the books other times of year, and it does not matter what you read at what time of year. I mentioned this year we made a goal on, January, 3rd. We were sitting, that, afternoon. I had a meeting, and we talked about our astrological plans. We brought in Deborah Silverman, and we banged our fists on the table, and then we all left the room. And when we do that, that means a decision is set and in place, and no one will interfere with that. So, finding an informational book about a different place, a different, culture, and delving into, different time of history, and really, really, focusing and delving deep on that, if you think about Sag Scorpio. So, what I'm going to be reading this Sagittarius season will be, ancient Rome and the language Spanish. But this is the book, book about ancient Rome. So it's the whole history, probably not all of it. But, maybe just, certain, sections out of it. So that is what I'm going to do. Probably maybe different than, say, a textbook like book. I'll probably try to avoid that because I'm already, doing some things. But finding another book besides that. But it's philosophy freedom, so yeah. So it's, I want to be real when I say that it is independent, but there's still, I know, there's a shadow. I guess you could call me the shadow. Okay. So I would say, I want to be, truthful about it when I say it's semi-independent, not fully independent, because independent means, I can do whatever I want. It's semi. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. However, going along with the themes of Sagittarius. Sagittarius can mean anything, but specifically going along. So, that's, really all that I wanted to, talk to you about here, with that, okay? So, now would be a very, very good time to get going on Long Way Down, get, further into that, okay? Okay, so, I'm just going to move this down here, okay? Excuse me. Christy, could you do me a favor and go over to, just the, just the filing room on the other side of the Mint and just grab me something that, it's a very, very light green file that says, trip information. Okay, and I just, grab that and then, set it out because I could probably forget about it and then you have to search through and everything and just put it up, at the top of, just at the top of the desk in that room. Just set it there. And I would really, and that would really be a big help. So, just, how about you just, do that and then we'll begin. Okay. Do you mind? Wait, if you don't want to, you don't have to. I just think that'd be something good to benefit I'm not gonna have this, you know, indecisive, you know, because yesterday felt a little bit weird because I was trying to balance in between being the controlling and, you know, letting, you know, somebody stay there. And I was kind of, you know, being indecisive, so that's kind of my sun and moon. But I'm going to go towards sun, I think, today. One of the things that I think that would also be a good thing, an idea, is that you would go over to Old Benby, Bellbrook Cement, and you could, you know, because I know that there was an interview where, you know, she couldn't be asking you, you know, questions and getting to know you and everything like that. So, you know, I forgot. It's, you know, it's going to be very, very quick, and then she should immediately, you know, she's going to be taking you straight from there over to the auditorium, okay? Uh, I completely forgot about that, but coincidentally, I had it timed just so. Um, I know that she is waiting for you. I'm ready to go and all that. So, I'm gonna grab this snack. Maybe I'll get the bowl. Okay. Just hope that these are still good and not stone. I wouldn't think that they would be. Okay. Just a second, I'm just gonna take this out and then we'll get started. Okay. Oh, you know what? I don't want these sitting around. So I'm gonna take these back and put them back, everybody. So stay with you. The door was open, so I just shut it. Alright. Now we're ready. So, we haven't gotten to this in a while. Okay. So I want you to turn to page 127. 27. Yes, what do you need? Are they over there? Or are they almost there? Well, I gave him the option. And he said, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to be the head of everyone in that building. No. You know, somebody who's going to be that way and kind of have that facade, but, play a certain game, which I am not going to be part of and I'm not going to tolerate, then they're going to be, sent to that kind of out safe house, okay, which I have arranged special preparations, and it is going to be followed through. So that's what I need you to understand. There are some people in this world that are so incredibly ridiculous and just, it's not unreasonable. And I'm not ridiculous. I know what I'm doing, and I am doing the right thing for the good of me and for the good of everybody. You know what November means. Tell me you know what that means. What does that mean? Why did I stop taking Senecot gummies? Okay, thank you. There's only one Jake getting deal. Not that stereotype. Anyway, me and my friend Danny, as kids, 8 years old, no knee jeans and hand-me-down t-shirt from Sean, flower dress, shorts underneath from Danny, who hung from a monkey bar, tongue hanging from her mouth like pink candy, sun shining in her eyes, the sun shining in hers. You remember this? Glass folding, snapping, the wallet shut? Of course, I said. I wondered how she knew Danny. It was one of the best and worst days of my life. You remember on this day, She passed, cocking her head to the side, hands on hips, butterflied arms, and continued. I kiss you. My eyes got big. Danny? This was Danny. Danny, standing in front of me. The flower dress the same. Her face 8 years older than 8 years old, but still the same. Yeah, I remember. I remember that. I remember this. And then I got hung up. And then gunshot. She said, gunshots. Gunshots like firecrackers coming from everywhere. Danny said her body burned and all she wanted to do was jump outside of herself, swing to somewhere else, like we pretended to do on Monkey Bars. Now I want to throw up. He, he, he'd the cigarette dangling, bouncing with each word like a fishing pole or fish on bait with hook through head. I told Danny how I remember Sean screaming for us to get down, how he laid on top of us, covering us, smashing us into the dirt. I told her how I remembered staring at her the whole time, her eyes wide, the brightness dimming, her mouth open, bubblegum and blood. I swear sometimes it feels like God, these flashing photos. Of his children. Awkward, amazing, tucked in his wallet for the world to see. But the world don't want to see no kids. And God ain't no pushy parent, so he just folds and snaps us shut. When they said you were gone, I cried all night. I gasped. And the next morning, over hard-boiled eggs and sugar cereal, Sean taught me rule number 1. No crying. Sound familiar? But remember, Abby clarified what she meant by save your tears for the pillow. Because if you know anything is Abby feels intense emotions that they're convicting. And it's probably from the Scorpio influence. The way I felt Danny was killed was at first. Never felt nothing like it. I stood in the shower the next morning after Sean taught me the first rule. No crying. Feeling like I wanted to scratch my skin off, scratch my eyes out, punch through something, a wall, a face, anything, so something else could have a hole. Anagram number 2. Feel, flee. Think about how these anagrams, tied to, back to the original word. Feel, flee. If you feel something bad or scary or dangerous, then the best thing is to be better safe than sorry. Flee. Think about that. It's cool. It's cool to see you, Danny, I said, feeling funny, but meaning every word. She grew up gorgeous, and at least she would have. Good to see you too, Will, she grinned, but you still haven't answered my question. What do you need a gun for? 9:02:20 a.m. My face tightened, hardened. I killed Sean last night. Who killed Sean? Shouldn't you already know? Just tell me who killed him, Will. The dark sun, do you remember? Riggs used to live around here. Think it was him? Had to be? Had to be. Danny was killed before she ever learned the rules, so I explained them to her so she wouldn't think less of me for following them. Like I was just another black boy on one, looking to off one, so that she knew I had purpose, and that this was about family, and had I known the rules when we were kids, I would have done the same thing to her. Then Danny asked, what if you, but I won't, I said. What if you did, she asked. I won't, I said. But how you know, she asked. I just know, I said. But how have you ever even shot a gun, she asked. Don't matter, I said. Don't matter. Danny was disappointed, slapped her hand to her face, tried to wipe away worry. She couldn't, I couldn't expect her to. I looked back at Buck for a bailout, some help, something, but he said nothing. Just slid the cigarettes from his pocket and extended it to Danny. Buck offered. Smoke. I guess this was his way of diffusing the situation. Thank you, Danny said, wiggling one from the box. You smoke? I asked. You chew? She shot back, slipping it between shiny lips, leaning forward for a light. Buck struck a match, and again the elevator came to a stop. So, as you're looking at the different chapters, you're seeing how they count down instead of going up. I hope that you realize that. So, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Think about going down an elevator. Again, it's a monitor. Now, this is me going deep, you realize that I was taking a lot of breaths while reading this because this is this is a serious topic, and I wanted to keep myself from showing any lack of smile from it because it's very, very unimaginable for me, and I can't relate to any of the sorrow and the pain and the grief that he is facing with his brother. Um, they're not in his life anymore, and then he had friends at the playground. Who she was. Um, there was a gun in, in a textbook. Just gonna see how long this is. This is kind of a long one. This is a long chapter right here. Long section. So, I'm going to stop there. I think that's a good place to stop. Excuse me. Okay, I gave you a job and I want you to fulfill it. You're just going to have to accept that. Okay? You're just going to have to accept the reality.